Paintball nerd.
All right, today's guest on Paintball Nerds Fun 5 has been playing paintball since 1987. He began his career with Avalanche in 1996. In 2002, he moved to Red's Factory, which would eventually become Brimstone Smoke. Lately, he's been playing the 10-man with the Misfits and having the time of his life. He's worked for WDP. He's worked for Die. You can even find him at the Hormesis booth at the most recent World Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Rocky Cagnoni.
Oh, what's up, paintball world?
Yeah,
Yeah, bud.
And we got guys like Weasel, Rocky, great guys, great players.
Hey, man, listen, great documentary, dude. It changed. I was blessed to be in it, and what can I say? Benini and Pat did a wonderful thing, and I hear that there's a really good one coming out really soon. So
who's making that?
I don't know what I could say, but I know it's coming out soon, and it's gonna be epic. It's gonna blow the whole world up, paintball wise, for documentaries. So
Well, just like Push did, man. That was the first time I ever saw Rocky Cagnoni, and dude, you were like a superhero to me, dude. Like, the doo-doo brown and diving over the snake and bunkering Davy. It's like, that's when I first saw you, and you were just like this legendary thing. And then when I first met you, it's like I was amazed about like how accessible and cool you were, and like, it was, you're a living legend, bro.
man, that's a hard word. I'm like everybody else, man. I just have a little bit. I got a lot of pizzazz in me, man. I live it. I'm just like everybody else that plays paintball. And people think that I'm this, I'm that. Dude, I'm a human being. I have feelings. I'm Rocky, but yeah, man.
Dude, how did that move come about? Give me a little history on that, because everyone talks about it still to this day.
Well, now the move is like blah. Guys do that move like 5 times a tournament.
They do. I talk about that.
It's not that big of a move, but apparently back then it was. So
it was like the first time someone slam dunked, dude.
Yeah,
people slam dunk all the time now, but the first time someone did it was like, what happened?
Well, I'm the one that pulled it off, but I can't take credit for it because Glenn Forrester, the brain, we were walking the fields, made it into the finals at World Cup, and I think it was against Ironman, and we drew them. But before all that, we were walking the fields, and that snake was like the game opener. And he knew that, so he's like, well, if they make it in the snake somehow and shit goes awry, you're coming from, we called it the double lay down carrots. And that's where I was. It was off to the right. And he said, you think you can make it over there? I'm like, well, sure, why not? I'm not scared. You just shoot those angels and keep everybody down, and I'll go do whatever I got to do. And God behold, it worked. And I did it. Actually, we did a practice run against OBR, Ohio Black Rain, in the prelims, and it worked. And of course, prelims, nobody watches the games that much, right? So nobody was on the sidelines, and Glenn was like, oh, put that in our pocket. Put that in the pocket. If this happens again, pull that off. And man, right place, right time. How perfect could it get? There was a camera on me, and that never happens. Like playing
did
live,
they know?
especially
Did Benini know you're gonna do that, or
no? I don't think so. It just happened like that. It was one of those things, and like I said, man, I've been blessed with paintball. Paintball is awesome. You get what you get out of it, but you got to put into it, and you can't be a dick about it. We're all the same. We all play it for the love of the sport. And, I tell everybody, man, I've met my lifelong friends in paintball that, we'll be sitting in a rocking chair on the front porch, telling our amazing stories that we've had, throughout the 30 plus years. And paintball's good, man. It changed my life. I get to travel the world back then and meet my friends and just soak everything up. It's life, right? So
Yeah, man.
yeah, it wasn't planned. Like it just Glenn came up with it and it just happened and they gave me the code word. I don't even know what the code word was, and my little monkey ass ran over there and little Williamson was just laying there. I was like, you sucker. It's awesome.
he takes credit. He's like, if I wasn't in the snake, Rocky wouldn't be famous. And I was like, I don't know about that.
I mean,
Someone would have been there.
on video for sure. So
Dude,
thank you, Davey.
have you ever heard of the Bannister Effect?
I have not.
Okay, so check this out. Because you talked about people do it 5 times a tournament. I've actually mentioned that as well, but it's still a very important thing. Because so the Bannister Effect is this guy named Roger Bannister. He's the first person ever to run a 4-minute mile. Now, prior to him doing that, scientists and like sports people, all that, they thought that it was physically impossible for the human body to run a mile in 4 minutes or less.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened after he did that?
Everybody was doing it.
10 other people did it after, because then they said, oh, it's possible. Like a human can actually do that. So yes, even though that people do it now, you're the Bannister of it. You created it.
Sure. Maybe I'll get that on my jersey next time.
There you go.
Bannister Effect. Hey man, I was just the right place, right time. That's all it was.
That's humility right there, dude. You're a humble guy, but you pioneered it, man.
Yeah. There's people pioneering way cooler shit right now, but I'll take it. I'll take my little spot.
There you go. So tell me about your most memorable moment in paintball, Rocky.
Oh man, there's so many.
I'm sure you got a lot.
You want the good one, or I got a good one and I got a bad one.
Yeah, give me both.
Well, the good one I want to say is, and this sounds super cheesy, but I think one of my most memorablest moment was, so how I got on Avalanche was I used to play for a pretty well-known team back in the day, Nemesis, out of South Florida. And we were literally like the bad news bears of the amateur division. But this was when it was just pro and amateur, right? So, I mean, on the amateur division, it was rough, dude. We had Washington Rain, Houston Heat, Phantom Force. Man, I'm sorry. I might be forgetting all you old school guys. But those were like the top 3. So we were in that mix. We played 2 years on the MPPL circuit back then. And we played San Diego, and Portman and LaSawyer were reffing. They see me play, and they're like, hey, man, we're going to put a 5-man team at World Cup. We're just going to why don't you come play with us? I played the 5-man, and that was literally like the tryout. And after 96 World Cup, the 5-man, Ed was like, hey, man, you want to come play for the Avalanche? And I had no idea about going to play pro. I was just playing paintball just to play it, right? And I think that was one of my most memorable things, because I remember he like brought me in the hotel room and gave me a sheet to sign. I didn't even know what it said. Sign here. Well, I'm going to move you up to Nebraska and you can work for Warp Sports and, start playing for Avalanche. And yeah, and that was, to me, that was one of my most memorable. I mean, I got a million, but that's what really started the whole journey for me. So, and of course the bad was when we disbanded. that was the worst. And that's, a lot of people don't know it, but that's why I got that scar right there, the tattoo scar, because there's a wound that's never going to heal, because that was just, that hurt real bad. That was bad.
So what happened? So obviously it was the Jeremy Somm incident, World Cup, right?
Yeah, it was a bunch of stupidity, right? I mean, it was that was it. That just sliced the team in half and just killed the whole Avalanche thing, right? So
Yeah, man. I
it wasn't good.
remember like Eric Roberts he took off his jersey and he threw it in the trash, and like it was like I just remember seeing a couple people that just looked devastated.
Oh, we went like, yeah. I mean, it was done. I trashed the whole Royal Rangers, Maurice Gibbs, because we were in their staging area, and I trashed their. I lost my shit because that
Yeah.
right then and there I knew that was it. That was it for the team that I loved, and man, dude, we had it so good, and we just kind of threw it away. And of course, and then after that, Lasoya took the boys, and they did Miami Effect. Ed took Ellis Weasel, and took a couple of new guys, and made the new Avalanche. And I was just like, fuck both of you guys, because I felt betrayed. That really hurt me. Just I mean, it's all good now.
Yeah,
but
it's another chapter.
But I mean, back then, man, it devastated me. It kind of broke me a little bit. But yeah, man, it happened. But it is what it is, right?
Yeah, and it's part of your testimony, bro.
Absolutely. I love paintball that much. I mean, we all do.
Yeah. Well, you've played with some amazing people. You still play with some amazing people.
Absolutely.
You don't, it doesn't matter if you've played with them or not, but do you have a favorite player?
Oh man, I got a top 200 with all the time I put into paintball. I've got a top 200. I've been around for a while.
All right. All right.
I love the new kids. Well, I call them new kids, but I mean, of course, all the Dino Rats.
Oh yeah,
they're special to my heart just because back in the day they were kids, and I knew when I seen them when they were coming up. I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers, they're gonna light the world on fire, and they are. Of course, Ollie, Alex, Yosh. God, I got a top 200. Of course, my teammates, because I get to play with guys like Matt Davis. He used to be my roommate. He used to work for me in Warp Sports, and he was 18 from Alabama. And now I play for Misfits, and he runs the team. So I mean, I could give a top 200 easy. And there's so many.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to see the new kids are killing it. And they're making everything happen. It's unbelievable. And of course, the 10-man, I love going to 10-man. It's like a 25-year high school reunion. Like you see all your all your friends from back in the day, which is cool. I'm waiting for Rab to come out and play. I keep poking him. I want Rab to come out and run those legs a little bit.
Yeah. What's stopping him?
Apparently GI is working them too hard. I don't know.
So you don't have someone that you just every time you watch them you're like, that was dope.
Oh, well, yeah. Of course, Ollie. I mean, the dude just came back out of hiatus, dude. He was swinging off of fucking vines like Tarzan for what the last 5-6 years, and then he just comes back and fits right in the fold, which is understandable because that's those are his homies. He grew up with playing with them.
Yeah.
Of course, Frazier, because A, he's Italian, B, he's amazing player, and he's number 7. That's my number. They always amaze me.
Todd
Adamson always amazes me. Also, I watched Todd Adamson play 10-man. He always amazes me. Dave Baines, a lot of people from the Cap Factory, or not Cap Factory, but Cap that play 10-man. All those old school guys. Rodney Squires. Glenn Forrester's still a brain. Like he's still churning and burning up there.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, it's hard to pick out who I think amazes me all the time, because they all amaze me. They really do.
Yeah. Right on. Well, Rocky, when I think of you it's hard not to think about Doo-Doo Brown. But but do you have like a gun that like or a piece of equipment or anything that's like near and dear to your heart that you won't step on the field without?
Yeah, I have a barrel sock that believe it or not, my brother bought me, and it's pretty cool because it's like a World War II kind of the tiger shark mouth that they
Yeah.
used to put on the old fighters. He
Oh
bought
yeah.
that for me, like I want to say like 12 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. The time frame is always weird on me, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of my things that I don't even use it because I'm scared to lose it. But I
Yeah.
always keep it in my gear bag. I have that, and then I got a special pair of socks.
Ooh. Tell me
I
about these
got
socks.
they're just American socks. They got stars
Okay.
and stripes on them. That they're special to me. But other than that, I really don't have anything, you know, that 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 I need out there except maybe those two things.
Gotcha. So Rocky, I mean, how have you been able to maintain like just this humble spirit that you have when everyone's even today's legends, today's idols idolize you? I mean, how do you maintain a humble spirit?
Well, I mean, it's pretty fucking easy. Paintball. As much as I love it, I mean, no. Once I
It's a
that,
game.
and that it's a game. It's a game, and that's one of those things why I love paintball because I can honestly 110% be myself wherever I go, whatever event I could go to, I could be me, and that right
Right.
there makes me blessed and very humble as it is because as soon as I leave the event, I got to tone it down a little bit. I mean, I try
Mm,
to, but once I'm out in the real world, it's a totally different story, right? I can't be
yeah.
Rocky. I can't walk down the street and yell out stupid shit. People are looking to look at me like I'm a freak, right?
You got to be
But
Antonio.
yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah, but it's a totally different world. So paintball's brought that to me. Like I could be, and it's accepted, and everybody's accepted me for that, and that's what paintball is all about, right? Yeah, we got weird ones, we got cool ones, we got smart ones. Um, Dude, we're just like a big melting pot of craziness.
Very
And
true, man.
that's what makes me humble. I mean, and there's really nothing to really brag about.
Well,
Really. I mean,
I
you
mean, you've
know,
reached the top, Rocky. I mean, you are like you're one of paintball's like rock stars. So like, what does it take to get to that level? Do you think?
well, I mean, nowadays it takes a lot more dedication for sure. I mean, it's a totally different game now. I mean, you gotta. I mean, I think nowadays it's way harder to reach that level. I mean, back in the day, we party all night and be pissed and play an event and do
Mm,
good. I mean, now
yeah.
I mean, now it's an evolution, right? It's progressed. It's not just mediocre. Now it's legit. You got to
Yeah.
be it's you got to be a precise tuned athlete. You got to
Yeah.
train.
True.
I mean, it ain't no joke nowadays. I mean, God bless the
Yeah.
kids nowadays. I mean, but you gotta put your heart into it, and it's one of those things. I mean, if you really want it, you got to weigh it out and go, it's worth it. Because I'm telling you, you'll have the best time in the world, and you'll look back at what you did and be like, man. Because the way I look at, man, I've been a lot of places, and it would have never happened if it wasn't for paintball.
Right.
Yeah, the winning's cool, all that, making money, getting sponsored checks, cool. But when it comes down to the meeting your friends and traveling with your friends, is you know, you can't compare that to anything in the world. And nowadays, dude, people they're traveling twice as far and are doing twice as many events. So but it takes a lot of commitment. You gotta really really want it, and you can't stumble, you can't mess around. It's legit. So it's a totally different game nowadays. So I mean, if you're
Yeah.
gonna do it, you better put your whole heart into it and not pussyfoot around.
Yeah. And if you want to pussyfoot around, you come play 10-man, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You can hang out with the old has-beens, dude. But
I'll
it's
be
fun.
there. I'll be there.
We got great music. We have a good time. We got a
Yep.
full cooler of stuff, and it's
Yep.
good, man. It's good. It's fun. It's like the golf tournaments. So you have like the old farts that just go play the. Well, I don't even know golf, so I don't even know why I'm comparing it to golf. But you got the serious, legit paintball players, and then you got just the has-beens that just want to have a good time. But 10-man is it. Listen, it is. If you want to switch up your routine and dude, 10-man's it's where it's at. It's fun. You run a lot. You dive a lot. You get to be sneaky, and you got 8 prelim games. You don't have to
Yeah.
throw it all out in one game. So yeah, come out and play 10-man. The more the merrier. I want more
Exactly.
targets to shoot, man.
That's
Come
where
on.
I'm at, dude. That's where I'm at. I
Yeah,
love it.
right.
So, Rocky, what are you most thankful for that paintball's given you in life, man?
Of course, my friends, man. All you guys.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I have lifelong friends that I'm gonna grow old with, and we have memories together, and that's the biggest thing, friendship, because
Yeah.
that's what life is, right? I'll never be lonely, because I have the best friends ever, and all over the world. I could be stuck in Kingdom Come wherever, and I can just do a post, and someone will come save me. It's
Yeah.
friendship and you're right. It's friendship and memories. That's what it comes down to. That, and honestly, I get it's nice to be able to be you around people and not have to be like, oh man, maybe I'm getting a little out of control, or
Yeah.
or this and that. But paintball's very forgiving and very,
It's home, dude.
it is home. It is home. And I'm gonna do it until I can't do it no more. And even then, I mean, I'm still gonna be out there.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good for the soul. It's good for the mind. And it's fun as fuck, man. I
Yeah.
mean, there's
That's
nothing
right.
else to it.
Cool. Well, Rocky, thank you so much for your time here. Is there anything that you want to part with for the paintball community?
Um, yeah, everybody, man, just go out there, have a good time. I mean, don't take it too serious unless you really have to take it seriously, and then and blaze your own path, man. I mean, it's good sometimes to do your own thing and go, man, I'm gonna try this out, and don't be scared. You don't really actually die, so try new shit,
Awesome.
and that's
Cool.
it, man.
Awesome, dude. Thanks, Rocky.
Thanks, Isaac. You're the man.